Welcome to BBC London, I'm Thomas Magill. Well, let's get more now on today's budget and how it will affect Londoners. One area that will perhaps benefit the capital more than other parts of the country is the decision to scrap the cap on bankers' bonuses. The Mayor, Sadiq Khan, has described the budget today as unfair. Well, let's speak to our correspondent Charlotte Rose here in Westminster. And Charlotte, how have Londoners been affected?
Well, the big change most Londoners will see is tax cuts. Firstly, a reversal of the previous rise in national insurance contributions, which was brought in by the former Chancellor Rishi Sunak. Now, we're told that will benefit the average household by around £330 a year. Also, cuts to stamp duty. That's particularly aimed at helping first-time buyers to get on the property ladder. The Chancellor has also announced that he is going to scrap a planned rise in corporation tax, and he's going to cut the highest rate of income tax starting in April next year. But not everyone is happy with this big tax giveaway. The Labour MP for Barking, Margaret Hodge, says it's irresponsible.
The Chancellor is risking all our livelihoods, he's risking our economy, and he's risking our public finances on the altar of a discredited ideology.
And what do we know about these low-tax investment zones that were discussed?
Well, Kwasi Kwarteng says he wants to create a series of investment zones, one of which would cover the whole of London. And the idea is that businesses will pay lower taxes and there'll also be more light-touch planning rules. The idea is to get firms to take on new employees and to invest in buildings and also in machinery, things like that. It is all part of the Chancellor's plan to go for growth, but not everyone is happy with that. The Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, has said the Chancellor has missed an opportunity today and that these changes are going to help the most wealthy Londoners.
Charlotte Rose, thank you there in Westminster. Well, if you still have some questions or concerns about today's budget, we'd love to hear from you. Email us hello bbclondon@bbc.co.uk, and on tonight's programme at 6:30 we'll try to get some answers to those concerns you have raised. Now, in other news, when Julia Taylor's grandson was stabbed to death 2 years ago, she was left devastated. 19-year-old Liam was stabbed outside a pub in Essex. Since then, his family have been fundraising for life-saving kits to help others injured in knife attacks, as Lee Milner explains.
Julie Taylor, who runs the cafe at St Peter's Hospital in Malden, lost her grandson Liam after he was stabbed outside a pub. He was 19 years old.
My daughter now is just a complete wreck. She cannot do anything. My 14-year-old granddaughter now has not been to school only 3 days since this happened. She has PTSD, she doesn't eat, she doesn't sleep. It's just destroyed our whole family.
3 men were jailed for murdering Julie's grandson. Since then, she's raised more than £17,000 to buy 104 bleed control kits. Inside each one, there's a pair of gloves, scissors, a tourniquet, a foil blanket, trauma dressing and bandage, and something called a chest seal for stab wounds to the chest. Just last week, one of these packs was used to save a life in Braintree.
So in this particular incident, it was pushed to the neck. It's a pressure bandage, lots of pressure. Don't worry about hurting the victim, you're not going to hurt them. Press it hard and keep the wound completely, keep everything still. Saved a life.
Do you think if you had one of these kits nearby, it would have saved Liam's life?
That we'll never know, will we? But this is why especially since a pack has been used, I had passion and determination before, but not like I've got now. Now this is my main focus in life, just to get these absolutely everywhere.
A person who is bleeding can die from blood loss within 5 minutes. So far, these bags have been given to pubs and community groups, not just in Essex, but in London too. Lee Milner, BBC London.
Residents in Twickenham have raised thousands of pounds in just a week to protect boatyards on Eel Pie Island in southwest London. The money will be used to fast-track an application to Historic England as part of their bid to get heritage status for the boatyards. It's thought without it, their future could be at risk. In cricket, England women play at Lord's tomorrow. It's the first time they've played at the venue since winning the World Cup there in 2017. They take on India in the final day of a one-day international series. Actor Stephen Fry, who takes up his post as president of Marylebone Cricket Club next month, hopes to see more opportunities for women at the home of cricket.
There was over 20,000 last time at the women's match at Lord's, and records are broken on each occasion. And for the 100 and for all the things that are going to happen for the women's game, I think that there will be a growing audience.
Now, whether it's been flowers, cuddly toys, or perhaps something a bit more dramatic, many of us have paid our own tribute to Queen Elizabeth II following her death earlier this month. And for artist Dan Kitchener, he wanted to create something to honour Her Majesty that everybody could appreciate. And so he painted a mural on a wall in Rochford in Essex. And well, as you see, it's been pretty well received.
I received the sad news about the Queen's passing and was looking at social media, and this image of the Queen popped up, and there was just something about the image, and I just felt compelled to dash to my studio, pick up my paint and my equipment, and then come down to this wall that I've got permission to paint and paint the mural. The mural took about 2.5 to 3 hours to paint from start to finish. My name's Dan Kitchener and I'm a street artist, and I paint murals all over the world. I decided to paint this mural of the late Queen Elizabeth II in my local hometown of Rochford in Essex as a personal tribute to the Queen. And I wanted it to be quite a small mural, quite intimate, on eye level almost, so people could engage with that. The local reaction's been pretty phenomenal. I didn't anticipate it being so well received. People have started to lay flowers as a tribute, and cards, and a little Paddington bear that a little girl put there. It's very sweet, very touching. So yeah, I've been quite overwhelmed by how positively it's been received.
Yes, a truly lovely tribute there. And Kat, how's the weather?
Hello there, good afternoon to you. Plenty of cloud lingering through this afternoon with outbreaks of rain. And that weather front we have been talking about over the past few days will continue to track southeastwards, eventually clearing overnight tonight for us. So we're left with a mostly dry picture by the end of the night. A brief ridge of high pressure will build on Saturday night into Sunday, then we'll start to feel the effects of this cold front on Monday. See the tightly packed isobars there, so Monday it will be windy with a scattering of showers. So yes, plenty of cloud through the course of this afternoon with outbreaks of rain. There is a chance this rain may just shift further northwards as it waves, and winds will be a touch lighter than yesterday. We're looking at highs today of around 20 degrees Celsius. So through this evening, eventually that front will track southwards. We'll be left with plenty of clouds still overnight, and it will turn mostly dry for us. And temperatures a touch cooler than last night. We had a 14 degrees Celsius in central London last night. Tonight we're looking at lows of around 12 degrees. So into tomorrow, I think there'll be more brightness around tomorrow. That cloud looks quite well broken at times to allow for those bright and sunny intervals, but we may get a few showers blowing in off that north or northeasterly breeze, and tomorrow we're looking at highs of around 18 degrees Celsius. So into Sunday, I think a mostly dry picture through the day. The best of the sunshine on Sunday will be through the morning. Cloud amounts will increase through the afternoon, and the temperatures really turning quite chilly next week. By Tuesday, could be seeing highs of around 15 degrees.
Well, that's it from me. Alice Bandicravi will be here at 6:30 this evening, and we'll be answering all of those questions about today's budget. More on that as well, by the way, on our website and social media platforms. But from me from now, have a lovely afternoon. Bye-bye.